How many bombs could be carried aboard a Lancaster?
Well, what did they used to have normally? They had a 4,000 pound cookie, and they'd have four, eight. They'd have 8 1,000 pounders, and they'd have four cans of incendiaries. It was about 13 or 14,000 pound. But if they were going a long way, say to Italy, it would be less than that. It'd be a bit less because they'd have to carry more fuel. They'd have to have 2,000 gallons of fuel in. So they carried a bit less to Italy, to Milan and Turin and Porto Vecchio, and one or two other places where they bombed, only very occasionally. We had a funny do at one of those. They went to, I think it was Venezia, and we didn't normally lose aircraft. They used to fly over Switzerland, because of course Switzerland was all lit and they knew where they were. And the Swiss used to bang up a few anti-aircraft shells, not very accurately, just to show friendly. And they used to climb over the Alps and they'd bomb. Now, one of our aircraft lost an engine doing that. So they were on 3 engines. And they were able to bomb, but they lost another engine. They only had 2 engines. They lost altitude, and they couldn't get back over Switzerland. So they had to come right along the Mediterranean coast. Before they got to Spain, they headed north. And of course, they had no maps or anything. They had to just go by guesswork. Now, we went to the mess for lunch, and about 1 o'clock we came out of having lunch, and we heard this funny noise in the air, and there was this Lanc coming up with 2 engines feathered, and obviously in a bad way, and he was only about 200 feet up, and he came round and landed, and he'd been flying for 18 hours. After that trip, he was only just above his stalling speed. And the RAF said, well, you should have put down somewhere else. Said, well, there wasn't anywhere to put down. So, what had happened is one of the crew were getting married in a day or two before, and if they'd put down, they'd never been able to get back to Bimbrook. So they got back so they could go to this wedding. But that was one of the longest trips. Oh, and it came out on the radio that we'd lost 1 aircraft, and we thought, because we found that was our 1 aircraft, we had the 1, and then it came back, which was quite amazing. But that was I think it was an 18-hour trip. It did.